All right, guys, so tip number one for a better push day, it's gonna be use dumbbells for your primary pressing movement. I know everyone talks about barbell bench press, maybe even dips or push-ups. If you're trying to get bigger and you're trying to get stronger and you want both sides to develop evenly, use dumbbells. I promise you, if you go heavy, like 6 to 8 reps, even 4 to 8 reps, 4 to 6 reps, working sets with dumbbells, dumbbell bench press, even dumbbell incline bench press, then you go and do a barbell bench press. That barbell bench press is gonna feel so much better, so much easier, so much lighter. The strength that you get in muscular development that you get from using dumbbells is, in my opinion, far superior to using a barbell. Yes, a barbell, dips, those really compound movements are great. Not saying they're not good, but me personally, I've seen the most growth muscle-wise and strength-wise since I really started implementing heavy dumbbell presses. So tip number one, start going heavy on dumbbell presses as your primary movement for push day. All right, guys, tip number two for push day. Train the smaller muscles heavy like you would the bigger muscles. So what I mean by that, your triceps, shoulders, even when it gets to back and biceps, your biceps, train them heavy like you would any other muscle. It kind of gets lost sometimes with like those other muscles, so maybe like shoulders, arms, even abs a little bit, calves is in the neck too. It gets lost sometimes, and then people get, I don't know, the mindset changes where we feel like we just have to go higher reps, lighter weights, and that's not the case. The way you develop like your chest, like a bigger chest, a bigger back, bigger quads, is you do those compound exercises and you go heavy. So the same principle applies to triceps, biceps, shoulders, and even to a degree with those muscles, because they're smaller muscles, they can handle more volume. So train them heavy. Triceps, standing, French press, hitting full range of motion is my favorite compound tricep movement. Dips is also another one that's a favorite for me. All right, so tip number two, train your triceps heavy. All right, guys, so third and final tip for push day, we're gonna end with one for your shoulders, right? We did one for chest, did one for triceps, last one's gonna be for shoulders. So a lot of people, when they do their shoulder pressing, they like doing either, military press with a barbell, seated dumbbell press, Arnold press, maybe even a machine press. I'm here to tell you, swap out the dumbbells for a kettlebell and everything will change, okay? This is why. When you use a kettlebell, it puts your shoulder in a naturally better position for pressing, because we want our shoulder to be a little bit externally rotated. So external rotation is kind of going back this way, internal is this way, external is this way. And so when we press, what do people do when they press and it's too heavy? They arch back, everything goes back, and you press that way, right? So when you use dumbbells and you go too heavy, your body will naturally start to kind of externally rotate, extend back this way to get better leverage to press that. And so when we use a kettlebell, by the way that we have to hold it, it just naturally does that already. And we don't have to sacrifice on anything in like that core or like that trunk movement to help get it up. So when we hold a kettlebell, it's on the back of our wrist, right? And that little pocket right here in the bicep and forearm. But when we're here and we press up, this weight is pulling my arm back this way. So it's forcing my arm to go back that way, so I can't go forward. So by doing that, it puts my shoulder into external rotation. Then also, the second reason I like the kettlebell over the dumbbell is that this is obviously a kettlebell. So the weight sits in this bell part versus the dumbbell where it's on the sides. This weight, when it's sitting back on the wrist like this, and I press straight up, that weight now is directly over my shoulder versus having a dumbbell. It's dispersed a little bit more, and so you'll find if you were to do this half kneeling press, the dumbbell, and switch to a kettlebell, that kettlebell, even though it might be the same 30 pounds, that kettlebell is gonna feel much heavier, just based on how the weight's dispersed. So I like using the kettlebell, one, because it externally rotates the shoulder. Two, it really tests your true shoulder strength. You might find you can press 30 pounds shoulders easy. Switch to kettlebells, it's not so easy. Shoulders aren't quite as strong as you thought they were. So, tip number 3, switch your shoulder pressing with dumbbells to shoulder pressing with kettlebells. So that is going to wrap this video on my 3 biggest tips for a better push day. Hope it was helpful. As always, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, starting to provide more value to you guys in these upcoming videos. Last one I put out on like athletic leg movements, really well received. Got a lot of attention. It seemed like more so than previous videos. So we're gonna kind of stick with that kind of theme of tips, tricks I would have known, how I do what I do now and get results, all that type of stuff. So subscribe, follow along, give the video a like, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.